This is a very interesting section. I really like this section because it's meant to help you better understand how online learning is different from a traditional classroom experience. What type of roles will need to be filled? What are the major differences? And what are some difficulties and challenges that you might now face as an online learner? The space of online learning is completely different from a classroom experience. Here, we want to outline the differences and then work through each, identifying how you, as an online learner, can overcome these differences. We're going to start this unit with an activity. I want you to close your eyes. Imagine your past classroom educational experience. How did it look like? What was there? Who was there? And where did this exist? Now we want to introduce to you a current student, Bassam. He's a 20-year-old student from Syria. He graduated high school and he started studying for a degree in computer science. Unfortunately, he did not finish before leaving for Germany. Bassam's previous classroom experience looked something like this. At school, Bassam would always have a teacher. This seems obvious, but with online learning, the role of a teacher will be filled in differently, and also the responsibilities of the teacher will be changed. But we will learn more about this in a section when we're talking about defining our own success. But some would always have a classroom, and in that classroom there would be desks, chairs, a chalkboard, etc. Online learning allows you to take class anywhere, which means that any place can become your classroom space. Having the opportunity to turn anything into a classroom is exciting and flexible. But that means that you and only you are now responsible for creating your own classroom. But some always knew that he had class from 8 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and this was very helpful in planning his schedule for the week. Online learning can be hard to adapt to at first sight because there's no set time for class and there's no required attendance. But some especially had difficulty with his transition because it meant that he could sleep in if he wanted to or schedule other things instead of taking class. The flexibility, which is once the main advantage of online learning, became a disadvantage because it meant that he just wasn't taking the time to do what he needed to do. It's very important then to make sure, as an online learner, without a set schedule, that you manage your time well. This will be elaborated in the third chapter of this MOOC. For every class, Bassam would have assignments that had specific due dates that were to be handed in to the teacher for feedback and grades. Assignments in online courses or in a classroom are actually quite similar. Just like in any traditional classroom, assignments are given after a unit or a course, and they're meant to help you revisit the things you've learned and to prove your ability to understand the information you've been given. You'll usually have to produce something like a paper, a presentation, a video, or maybe something else. And then it's your time to show what you can make out of the things you've learned. These assignments are then sometimes peer-reviewed and graded by multiple people. Tests are similar, but are usually multiple choice. They might come after a unit or a video, and you will usually get instant feedback about your answers. But some enjoyed getting grades on his class because he was able to see how he was doing and what his learning progress was looking like. For online learning, grades can come from a series of different places. Assignments that are peer graded, quizzes that assess your attention for recently learned material, Post unit and post course tests, and larger projects might all go towards the completion and grading of the course. Furthermore, some of the platforms like edX and Coursera show progress bars for each course that you can use to track your own progress within a course. The final part of the education experience that Bassam had in Syria was his interaction with peers. In a traditional classroom setting, you sit next to your classmates, you study the same subject, you create study partners and friends because you're sitting next to each other. They might ask questions to a teacher that will help you understand the concept of what you're learning.